widen the lens here. Okay. um, Devin, just how did it feel not only to be back, but to look like your win was there, and you were able to get in the shots that you wanted, and being in the flow with not only yourself but with the other guys.
Yeah, it's always nice just playing. Trying to put my inputs in from the bench, gets old after a while, and, I just want to get out there and, compete with the team.
Curious, Kevin, what do you think of Devin's performance tonight?
Incredible. I mean, that's what I expect out of him every time he touched the floor. I maybe was expecting a little bit of, wind in his lungs, early on, but he looked great. The pop was there, just playing with pace, and that's what we need. It's good to have our point guard back.
Curious, the only thing I have left for you two is having Brad not be out there, maybe just getting over that and then going out and still playing.
It's tough, man. Just like I said, nobody wants to miss any games, especially, when you're the best in the game and you want to prove it every night and something's holding you back. So, he's just trying to get right. He's taking all the steps. He's in there early every day getting his treatment. So, we're going to rally behind him, keep the morale high, and, make sure he's in good spirit until we get him back on the court.
Kevin, you've mentioned having to deal with some gimmicky defenses the last handful of games. Look out there, did it feel like tonight you were able to kind of pick and choose your spots a little bit easier?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, obviously, adding Book puts a little bit more fear into the defense, and then you got to give Minnesota credit. They like to rely on their defenders to guard up. They don't rely on the guys that they pay to defend to ask for double teams. So, I respect guys like that just play hard and play straight up. And tonight I was able to get to the post, get to the mid range as well. So, but adding Book out there just makes everything easier for everybody. And once we get Brad back, it's going to feel the same way. So, I'm looking forward to finally becoming a whole team.
Kevin, you played with guys that lead scorers, several lead scorers in the past. What's the secret to the mesh and the blend of getting everybody, rolling?
That guys don't try to, minimize themselves just because we got talent on the team. I think guys still got to go out there and showcase their full games, and it just the timing might be different on when you're going to do that or when the other guys are going to do it, but at the same time, you still got to, play your game and not worry about other guys. And coaches going to figure out the best places to put us. And tonight was one of those nights.
Look, right before the half, you had that open three you passed out of, and Kev shot you a look. What was the conversation there?
Yeah, just telling me to be aggressive, kind of playing off what he just said. I was thinking of for sure getting the last shot there, making sure they didn't get another attempt, but if we have open looks, we got to let it ride. And, I would have said the same thing to him.
Look, you mentioned giving your input from the sideline and kind of being tired of that, and Coach was complimenting your vocalness during the stretch when you've been out and whatnot. That's nothing new for you, but is there any more emphasis you're trying to put on that with Chris gone, or is that factoring into how you're thinking about kind of taking more of that on this year?
Yeah, he definitely did a lot of that last year, or the last 3 years, so just being voices. But we have multiple leaders on this team that lead in different ways. And I think the term leadership, goes off if you're successful or not. And there's many ways to do it. I've had many different teams and different players, and, you kind of just have to figure out what's most effective to who you're trying to lead. But, credit our team having a lot of experience from the coaching staff down to all the players that, everything's collaborative and we can, talk through situations. And, it's like we've been there before, and, it feels like we've been a team for a long time.
Kevin, you guys had 2 turnovers on the first 3 possessions. After that, didn't have them really the rest of the half. What do you think was the difference with that tonight?
We simplified our attack. We didn't try to make the home run play. We found the open man, tried to go a lot of paint. The great, it's a long, athletic team, so we wanted to be a little bit more patient in our attack, and I think we did that tonight.
Devin, how important was pace for you within your just picking your spots and switching speeds when you were attacking downhill?
Always. It's going to be the name of the game for, our whole season. We talked about it last playoffs, and we continue to. I think when we play slower, usually that means we're not getting stops. We're taking the ball out the net every time, and, it allows people to throw junk defenses at him and let them set their defense. But, if we get stops and, You know, we call it the kick ahead action, like get KD, get Brad out in the open floor. You know, they're tough to stop without fouling them or giving up a layup.
The energy that the T-Wolves expended last night against the Warriors, emotionally and physically.
Yeah, we loved that. I was loving it for them.
What were you guys expecting from the T-Wolves tonight before the game started? I mean, what, psychologically speaking, what were you guys expecting from this team that had gone through so much?
That they were going to fight and play hard all the way through. You know, a lot of respect for them. They've been playing really well this year, and you know, sometimes the schedule does that. You know, we just headed out east and played an early game the next day at 1 p.m. to a back-to-back to another early game. So there's always going to be spots like that, and you know, when teams can find a way to come out and win those and still fight through those, you know, that shows the true character of a team.
Book, I saw you grinning when Kevin referred to you as a point guard. Do you view yourself that way in this offense? I mean, what?
No, I'm just the relay. I catch it and I kick it head down. The relay man. Cut off. Go ahead.
You had that pocket pass to Drew and he skied over with Cat. Have you seen him with that kind of hops before?
Who? Yeah, I mean, where you been watching?
I mean,
We seen Drew been in the league for a while now, and I've definitely seen a lot of those plays happen from him. And that was an emphasis on coach of finding him in the paint more for lobs. I think we threw him a lob today that he tipped in. He's so athletic on that rim that you want to utilize him in those spots, and especially when teams start to trap the pick and roll like we did. He rolled out early and was able to finish the play. So yeah, I mean, when he palms that ball, it's going to be hard for guys to block that shot, and you know, we've been seeing it for him since he got into the league.
Look, Josh was going through a tough shooting stretch, but he nailed 3 tonight. How much as leaders do you guys emphasize confidence for those guys and letting them know the ball's always going to find them no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, he knows that. You know, he's been around. He understands that. That's going to be team's defense. You know, they even leave strong side corner on him and just mixing in the ability to knock a few down, but, you know, take advantage of playing quick out of that, you know, to come to a dribble handoff to somebody else. We call it the Draymond Green action. And he, you know, he's a master in that role, you know, so that's what the regular season's for, to, you know, keep finding that and keep building confidence.
How big was it for you to see the bench have such good production last game and then carry over to this game as well?
Yeah, super important. You know, if they can keep, you know, the lead the same or extend that, that's always a plus. So, you know, those guys, we have a lot of talented guys on this team that, you know, are fighting for minutes, fighting for playing time. So, you know, it's good to see that.
Did you feel any effects from the layoff being off for these last 2 weeks?
A little bit.
In what way?
Yeah, last 3 weeks feels like.
In what way?
Oh, just getting my wind right.
yeah, I saw Kev.
Last one.
I saw your tweet from, I think it was Friday. It was like, when your friends are going to compete harder against each other. So, post, I guess, if you call it, you know, post now. But in this third quarter, it seemed like you and Cat were trading up, you know, buckets a lot. So when you have that history with him at Kentucky and you guys are friends now, does that resonate with you and you guys are going harder against each other?
I do it every night. I have smoke with a lot. That's every night.
The whole league.
Yeah, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.